Hello, my VIPs. We're doing natural light for this time around. As you can see, basically settings different. My refrigerator is what my phone is balancing on right now. It used to be on my desk right here, which is just in front of me. I will show you. I'll just show you. It's like, it used to be like this, like, hey, how you doing? You see my, it used to be like that type shit. But now it's on here, it's higher. You can see my full face in my bed too. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and you can see the hair. Got my braids again. You've already seen me have blue braids before, but I'm getting them back again because I look so damn good in them. I look tasty in these. Oh, my French teacher that we were today, they were like teaching him about like, oh, you look like a snack. And he was just like, yeah, no lie, I'm not that old. I'm 33, but I have never heard that term before. And it's like, how have you not heard about being called a snack, mister? Like, what the heck? Have you not heard? But anyways, this is a story time, bro. We're gonna be talking about this story time. I already talked about it. I'm just gonna delete that other video about it because it was only 10 minutes. And I feel like this story time needs to be an hour or at least 30 minutes. 10 minutes, bro? Talking about this I had a 3-hour call with the person I'm about to talk to about in this story time. And yet I'm gonna do a story time that's only 10 minutes. That don't make any sense. Like, I gotta make it around 30 minutes or so. Like, the fuck? I gotta really flesh it out. For real, for real. Like, what was I on with that one? Also, yesterday I felt really good and I was gonna make a video for then, but I didn't because my period attacked me. My period literally like put its dukes up and really came at me for real. I don't know what the hell her problem was, okay? She came with violence. She came with intrigue. She was intrigued to beat my ass, and so she proceeded to do so. So I couldn't do one yesterday, but I'm doing one now because I feel great. So the setting of this takes place during September of last year. It was by B. If you don't know my other story times, and if you haven't watched them, I'm gonna put the playlist in the description down below. Please watch my shit, okay? Watch my damn video. No, watch my fucking videos, okay? Oh my gosh, the first ever story time had the shock. It was a dude I had a crush on since 5th grade. And he had a best friend named B. And then the other friend named Hoodie, who became my friends. And we were good friends in 8th grade. That is when I was really talking to B because we had a class together. So, and that's when I was going through my war with my ex-best friend. And it was a shitty time. So B was really a good influence back then. He was really funny, really goofy. He was a cool dude. Like, so it sucks about what happens. People walking by my damn, well, it's a dorm, so they're gonna walk by. But anyways, it was really cool. Like, there was no issue. So it was really sad about what happened during last year of September. What happened was I was doing my homework and I was so bored. I re-downloaded Snapchat. I like to do that. I like to download my apps and undownload them because I literally can't stand having them on there. But anyways, they drain my battery, bitch. That's why I be downloading and undownloading TikToks. But anyways, I downloaded it, saw that he had texted me. Like, I think it was a few days ago, and then I didn't get it until I was on Snapchat again. I was texting him back and forth, right? And then he eventually went to where he was like, oh yeah, you can call me. Like, I'm not doing anything right now. And I was like, I didn't ask to call you. Like, I was scrolling up and down like, I did not ask to call you. Why are you saying I can call you? The fuck? But still, something in me, I had that problem because something in me told me to not call him. Something was like, oh yeah, tell him you have homework. Tell him you're doing something. Tell him you literally have to go make food for yourself. And I was like, why do I want to just lie to this person? Like, that was my gut feeling, by the way. Like, why the fuck am I telling myself to just lie to this person and not call them at all? Keep in mind, I mentioned how we were friends in 8th grade. It had been 8 years, around 8 years at that point, since I had talked to this person because he moved in 8th grade. So 8 years of not communicating with him, and yet I don't want to talk to him over call. We're not even talking in person, so why the fuck am I trying to make an excuse? Like, what is really going on? But I ignored it because I was a dumb bitch back then, okay? I was very stupid. I'm on Snapchat rather than finishing my fucking homework. Let me know how you think logically I fucking was, okay? So anyways, bro, and I don't have homework right now. I'm not her, okay? I am A-list. I'm not who that bitch was, okay? We're different now. It's been a year. We're different now, babes. But anyways, bro, I called him Because I was just like, why don't you want to call him? You're being really lame right now. Just call this person. He was your friend. Like, do all that. We called, and for an hour straight, we were catching up. His voice was deep. He was saying, I became a curse box after years. And it was really fucking cool. It reminded me of back then, except we're grown now. So it was like, it was funny again all over. And like, hey, it was really a vibe. And the hour mark hit, and that's where, yeah, we were relating to each other and everything. We were talking about each other's families, well, our own family. I don't know why I say it like that. We were talking about like, oh yeah, growing up, hitting the puberty and being all emotional and shit. We were talking about that and how he had moved and all his experiences at his old school when he moved, because he moved 8th grade and he went to a totally different high school. And he was asking me about what happened at the high school that he was gonna go to if he had stayed. And I was asking him about his high school. It was really fucking cool for an entire hour. And then the hour mark hit. I'm gonna tell you, okay? We're going on this channel. So, bitch, there's gonna be some themes. If you don't like that, you can click off. We're gonna talk about themes of sex. You know, I wanna say foreplay, but that's not. Yeah. Topics such as gangbanging, running a train on somebody. If you don't know what those are, I'm sorry. I am sorry, okay? I may just have to put something in front of the video saying like, hey, this is for, because I know that a lot of my new subscribers they're probably kids. I don't actually know the statistic of how many are kids and how many are my age or older, but I'm probably just gonna put a warning at the beginning. So yeah, after that short warning, I'm just gonna talk about this. So we were talking about Hoodie, as I mentioned earlier. He was our other friend, and we were talking about where Hoodie went. He was thinking about going to the military. Same with B, and B mentioned what Hoodie's doing, right? And I'm just gonna cut away from this, right? I don't give a fuck if you're 18 at the moment and you're being hit on by people that are 10 years older than you. You're a victim. Like, I don't give a shit, and you probably don't give a shit either, which is like, hey, fun. We both are part of the don't give a fuck committee. That's actually a real thing, a vibe. But no, for real, 10 years older and you're 18, you just became legal and people are already hitting on you. Look at me. I am 20 years old. I have been told I look 13, 12, 16 by literal 10-year-olds. Been told I look 13/12 by my grandmother. All that. So imagine, and I know he's a dude, so he's gonna be, not every dude's taller, but gonna be taller. But when you're 18, you still have that puffiness, I guess, to your face. Like, you look younger. Like me at 18, I don't look the exact same as I do now. I have more maturity to my face versus when I was 18. Like, you know, you're a victim. Like, that's what I believe, right? So that's just gonna go to context of it. He was telling me about how Hoodie was being hit on by people that were 10 years older than them, and then all that, and how he was really getting it in, like basically telling me he's not a virgin anymore. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then he said something where it's just like, oh yeah, you know, we can all meet up and hey, me and Hoodie could get you some good. We can really go to town on that. I stopped, bitch. I froze. You know that you're not on TikTok, so you probably don't know, but like that challenge where it's just like they hit pause and it's just like that song stuff. I can't even do it, but it's just like that, like that pause moment where it's just like, oh, like that type shit. That's what the fuck I hit, because what do you mean you and Hoodie we can all meet up and you and Hoodie could do what? Nigga, patty cake? What the fuck could y'all do? We could play Uno? What the fuck you mean? Y'all can really take turns. Take turns at what? At whom? At where? Take turns at what, nigga? Like, what the fuck do you mean? And then I did not, be honest, I wasn't like that. I was just like, what the fuck do you mean? I was more like shocked. I looked at my phone. I was like, did I hear wrong? I said, what? To him? And he was just like, no, I'm not even gonna hold you. And I'm gonna call myself A-list something. You're not getting my real name, bitch. Try again. Fucking whatever. He said, and I quote, I'm not even gonna hold you, A-list. Nah, back then, I liked you, or I used to like you back during when we were in 8th grade and whatnot. And then he went into this whole spiel about like how he used to like me during then. And there was a moment where he even asked me if I liked him back because someone tried to reference I did, and I said fuck no, like I did in the middle of the lunch break. I was just like, fuck no, I don't, like, you know. And he was just like, man, you said that, like, hey, I had to hold in saying that I liked you because I would have said it during then if you had said that you did too. And then I was just like, you could have still said it, even though, like, we had enough, you had enough time. He actually did have enough time to tell me before I actually said fuck no out loud. Y'all may think that's rude, but nah, we played a lot. I was playing. I was serious, and but I'm not mean to where I'm just gonna be like, oh fuck no, ew, bitch, throw a tomato, bitch. I'm not gonna be like that shit. The fuck. I'm legit just gonna be like, nah, I don't like him. We are friends. And that's how I felt. But at the same time, someone was accusing me of that. So I had to do my big one and say, fuck no. Okay? Even when he was there. The fuck? But, yo, he was like, the real reason why he didn't tell me as well was because of how people perceived or how people look at me in general. I was bigger. I was around 200 pounds during then. I was 200 pounds for a long time. And people looked at me like I just looked ugly as fuck. I'm not even gonna hold you. People looked at me like I was ugly. I also had resting bitch face too. I was just like, someone said I looked mean once. I was just like, ugh, nigga, I have never met you before. So you probably think I'm mean, which is good. Which is good, bitch. Think I'm evil, motherfucker. Like, that type thing. But yeah, people just looked at me grossed out. And he noticed it. He noticed how people looked at me. And he said, yeah, he didn't want to be looked at like that either. That's why he didn't tell me. And I was like, jump scare. Like, yikes, nigga, raggy. Like, ugh. Okay. Fucking dip out and shit. But yeah, after that, he was like telling me now all this. This was before he gave off more information about himself too. I think he had mentioned during the like hour mark before all this that he had, of course, going to the military. I think he also mentioned that he had a girlfriend during then. I know he did. Sometime in the 3 hour long conversation that we fucking had, he mentioned he had a girlfriend. Now, I'm not gonna tell y'all their full spill, their full story, even though it would be important for having more context behind it. But may I just say, it makes no sense for him to be trying to do what he's trying to do in this story when he has or had a girlfriend. Like, it makes no sense. Why are you doing this? But anyways, he told me that, and then he talked about, basically, for the second hour of the call, he was trying to convince me to be his fuck buddy, essentially. He told me about his situation with his girlfriend, and that made me even more convinced to just hang up the call or be like, no. But I stayed on it because I'm not gonna lie. During grade school, a lot of times there were a lot of, not a lot, but some dudes who would play a prank. As in, oh yeah, I feel this way for you, and they would be lying type shit. You think that only happens in movies? No, it happens in real life. It's just not as, it's rare. Let me just say that, it's rare. So I thought he was fucking with me. I'm not gonna lie. Because he used to be a joking type of person like this. Not saying that he would do something this bad back in 8th grade, but he does joke. He was goofy like this, not even gonna hold you. That's why I stayed on the call for as long as I did. But anyways, bro, he told me about the situation with him and his girl, and then he was trying to convince me. He tried to convince me 8 times throughout the entire conversation. 3 hours, 8 times, going back to sex. Now, it wasn't straight up just about the screwing and all that. No, there was intercuts of us having relatable conversations. We would talk about Walmart, how people be at Walmart like it's the fucking mall. Ain't no way it's 4 a.m., Jamal, and you're still outside at Walmart talking to Miss Bertha. Like, why are you still talking to this lady? Where's your house? Like, why are you still outside, bro? In the parking lot? Ain't there workers still out there, bro? Like, go home. Like, that shit. But we were relating to that, and then some of his blow-ups that he had when he had family drama. He was telling me all about that. So it was like, we had relatable conversations like we were friends, and then he would just somehow bring it back to sex, and I'm just like, what are you doing, bro? You're fucking with the flow, man. I want to forget that you even mentioned that shit, but you keep bringing it up. Like, stop, please stop, like, type shit. But anyways, may I just say, if you're in a conversation like this, you gotta let them know immediately you're not with that shit, okay? Even if they hang up on you in your face, not saying he would have, But even if you have that type of person who will do that shit, it's better to just cut it right there than to just wait until it's a joke. Because that's the fuck I did. I was waiting until he's gonna be like, nah. I was just trying to see how your thought process was with it. He never did that. He was dead ass. Like, and it was like, oh, jump scare. He told me more about the following year, which was 2022, last year, September, May, I just say. He told me about, like, you know, more information about him and his girlfriend and some of the parts that happened earlier 2022. And before I mention some details about me that you probably did not know, this took place the last year, so you won't know if I'm still these things now, because I'm telling you past tense, I'm not telling you present, so you don't fucking know. So it's important because he told me how 2020, he remembers texting me, and he remembers the pandemic, as we all do, but he then told me for the next year and some change, that he was talking to some other people, like, you know, on that type of time, sexual time type shit, right? Something important like that. Why didn't you text me 2020 with this? Why did you wait until you basically are in a relationship to tell me that you used to like me and that you're still interested? Why did you wait? Like, you had enough time. 2020, we were living in two separate parts. Basically, we were like, if I were really to think about it, 30 minutes to an hour away from each other. Neither of us were gonna drive there to each other any fucking way. Bitch, I won't. I'm gonna mention that too, why the driving one was kind of like, okay, that's slightly important too. But nah, like, bro, neither of us were gonna drive to each other, and it was a pandemic, so we're definitely not going to each other. But you could have tried this shit back then. Why did you wait till now? And that's gonna be something for more the end. But oh yeah, with the driving thing, bro, he had said like, oh yeah, you got a license? He asked me this randomly, and I was just like, yeah. And he was just like, I don't remember if he said he got his license or not, but he basically, I think he was joking. This one made me think he was joking, because he did say it in a kind of jokey manner, like, oh yeah, you know, hey, you could just roll up in, like, you know, your vehicle. I told him I didn't have a car, it was a family car, but he was just like, shit, you could roll up in that one too, and we could just hang out, you know, and I can give you a little something something. This man straight up was just like, yo, get your car, meet me at this place that's basically well over an hour away from where you're currently at right now, so that we can kick it and I can throw you some dick. Nigga, what? So like, hey, you think, why would I do that? Are you even gonna provide me gas money? This is not my car. Are you even gonna provide me gas money? Shit, would you provide me gas money even if this was my car? Like, ain't no way. So I really thought he was joking when he said that shit, because ain't no way you were serious. Please don't tell me you were serious. Please don't tell me you were serious, my nigga. But anyways, we're gonna go into this the other part where I say it's more, is it personal? I guess it is. But it happened a year ago, so it's like, yeah. I tried to reel him off of the thing by telling him like, yo, you don't even know that I know what to do in that. Like, you're talking about becoming fuck buddies and sex, but like, you don't even know how much I know about that. Like, I have no experience in that. Like, I told him that. And he was just like, sure, you know, ain't it better to do it with friends? Ain't it better to find out with a friend than with like a stranger? Now, I'm gonna tell y'all about this. I know I'm doing intercuts in the story a lot, but like, I'm just gonna tell you this one thing, right? It's better to do it with a boyfriend, someone you're genuinely interested in, than somebody who you're just doing it with just to do it. Like, I did an unpopular opinions thing saying doing something just cause you can is not always the greatest thing. It's not even a good thing half the time. Yeah, you can do it, but should you do it? Like, type shit. Like, bitch, you have no desire to do this, but you're just doing this cause you can do this. That ain't cool. Just cause you can have sex right now don't mean that you should, cause you don't really want to. Why are you doing it? Who put a time limit on losing your virginity? Who the fuck did that? You know? Who else put it on? Because you certainly didn't. You don't. What time limit do you have? You know, the only time limit you have is death. That's the only time limit. Are you about to die soon? That's why you're trying to lose your virginity? If you're not about to die soon and you don't really feel like losing it right now, why are you losing it? Who is pressuring you to lose this shit? Like, don't pressure yourself. It's not. After you do it, you're gonna realize it's not a big deal. So it's like. So yeah. But anyways. he was like, oh yeah, you know, isn't it better to do it with friends? And I was just like, I was quiet after that, and I was like, I should have went off. Why didn't I ever just straight up was just like, you're on some weirdo ass shit. Like, I don't know why I stayed on this call longer than I needed to, but I was thinking of his words, and I was just like, I guess. And then he got off topic again, and I was just like, good. And then he came back on the topic of sex. Like I said, he did this 8 times throughout a 3-hour long conversation. And I asked him a question, and I asked him about foreplay. Now, I'm just going to tell you this. Of course, this is not for kids as well. I hope there's no kids on here. I hope that I'm rolling my eyes to myself because, bitch, you said it multiple times, but you know damn well some people, they're going to stay on here, and whether you want them to or not. Don't matter the age. They will stay if they wish to. But for foreplay, it's not just about giving head. It's never been just about giving head. There's more to foreplay than just giving head. I say this because he only mentioned giving head. It was like, I was waiting for him to say other shit. He never said other shit. So when I asked him about foreplay, he was like, oh yeah, you know, I don't really do that giving head type shit. And I was just like, I should have said this straight up. I was thinking in my head just like, that's not what foreplay is just about, but okay. Okay, go off, I guess. Like, oh, okay. But I asked him, I was just like, okay, why? He was just like, oh, it's because I tried it once and man, she was hairy. I was just like, I know damn well your balls be hairy, sir. Nah, now you, because straight up just like, I don't want to do it because they be hairy. Okay, but your walls are literally a forest. Okay, he didn't say they were, but I'm just saying, like, for ones that be saying that shit, they don't trim themselves, they don't wax themselves, they don't shave down there. People that be saying that, you do not be well trimmed either. So it's like, but you probably the main one that want it though, but you don't be well trimmed. Log the fuck off, okay? But yeah, I was waiting for him to say more. After that, he didn't, meaning that he does not know what foreplay is. Now you may be like, how the hell did you know what that was back then? Reading a lot of stuff. I'm a fan fiction girly. I don't know if y'all know that. I'm a fan fiction girly. I read a lot of books, watched a lot of stuff on the internet I shouldn't have ever since I was around 7 and having a tablet, you know, like, you know, seeing some things you aren't supposed to see. Hentai and yaoi, BL, a lot of shit. So already, and some words too from, of course, fan fiction. So some words you're gonna be familiar with. So I asked him, as a person who has sexual experience, if he has ever done it, and bitch, when I tell you, he did not know what I was talking about. So that was just like, okay, you're wanting to do this with me, but you don't actually know some of the stuff that I'm literally asking you about. And then you're gonna question it, how I know it. Don't worry about that. Like, how do you not know it is the question for real. How do you not know it? Don't ask me how I know it, bitch. But anyways, bro, we're nearing the end of the call. It's around 23 minutes. Why is it so short? What the heck? What the heck? But he was trying to convince me more so. When I tell you that the rest of the minutes may just be contributed to the end of the call, when I tell you, I didn't figure out why that this was the main reason he called me. This was actually the reason he called me. He never contacted me on some, oh yeah, let's catch up, I wonder how they're doing, let's be friends, right? He did that 2020. That's when he really like gave a shit about seeing how I was doing during that time, right? He did not contact me after all those years just to see like, oh yeah, let's talk as friends, let's be cool, all that, right? No matter if you say he did, no matter if he says he did, all that. And it took me talking to my sister about it, my older sister about it, right? I told her about it, right? And I didn't realize how many red flags was in the conversation until I was reciting it to her. I told her about how after an hour he was trying to talk about sex, how he was mentioning it continuously. You know, how he was, you know how I mentioned earlier where he was just like, oh yeah, you can call me, I'm not doing anything. It's like, and then that joke about, oh yeah, you can get your car and we can meet up. Oh, I didn't tell you. He made a joke, right? Where, I say joke, I don't think any of these were jokes. I think he was dead ass. He was dead ass during the entire call. He was talking about, oh yeah, Like, you know, hey, we can do a little something, something. And even if you end up pregnant, like, you know, I'm great with kids because of the occupation he had at that point. He was just like, even if you end up pregnant, shit, I'll be a great dad. I don't like jokes like that. I hate jokes like that. I don't even give a fuck if it's not a joke. I live in a fertile ass family, okay? A family where we have a bunch of, the mother of the house has a lot of kids, you know? My grandmother, you may think 6 kids is not a lot, but it is. Having a human being 6 times, bitch, you have to really like your significant other. Like hey, love for real. My own mother, I am the 4th child of 5 kids. And even then, my great grandparent and my other grandmother has a bunch of kids too. Like, oh, I think over 6. Like, you know, and my great grandmother had over 8. So you're joking about if we do the do and we have kids, right? There are many circumstances where someone does the do once, and they have a child from that. Why would I, someone who had no sexual experience, want to do it with a person I'm not even romantically, what's the word for it? Wait, romantically interested in? I hit a brain fart with that. Romantically interested in. I don't like you romantically. I don't like you sexually. I told you this years ago as a joke, but I was serious, and I have to tell you it again. I shouldn't have to repeat myself type shit. And you're joking about that. You don't even know that my family is very fertile and that I could possibly, all for one time, have a kid. And you're joking like this. I didn't catch him on that though during the call. I should have. I just, each time he says some very suspicious and weird shit, I would just bypass it because I'm trying to enjoy this conversation like friends, and he keeps bringing up the sexual shit. I'm trying to ignore the fact that you're doing all this because I did not call you with the intent to talk about sex. I called you as a friend, dude. That's why I enjoyed the conversation so much. Most of the conversation was not just sex. It was about friendly shit. It was about relatable shit. You know, I miss this person as a friend, and he only contacts me to see if I'm stupid enough to fuck him. That's not cool. It's not cool at all. And my sister had to instill that in me because I was hearing myself, and I was telling her all these red flags, including the one with the baby talk. And she was just like, yeah, no, he only contacted you for that one thing that was on his mind probably the entire time during when y'all called. Even for that first hour, that was on his mind. That's why he did it, like, you know. And I was just like, that's not cool. I don't like that. I don't like that shit at all. Especially if we didn't even flirt. I didn't tell y'all that. When he had texted me the first time, before I called, we didn't flirt. He was not flirting with me. And I was not flirting with him. It was a normal ass text. So for us to call, and for a straight hour, it was on some cool friendly type stuff. And then you go into sexual shit, it doesn't make any sense. Like, even during when he did it, like each time, the 8 times he did it, I kept changing the subject because I still don't understand why you're doing that. Like, I dissuaded you by literally telling you I'm a virgin, and yet you literally actually still am trying to convince me. And I know some people are gonna be like, man, people like that, they be interested in virgins too, but I don't get it. I don't think like that. Why are you interested in somebody who literally has little to no experience? Literally no experience at all. Like, they just know certain shit from books and shit, or movies and TV shows, all that, or literal fiction. They don't know shit, but you want to still try it out. Okay, so when I bite your dick off, when I literally bite your dick off, like, hey, who you gonna be mad at? Nigga, you can't be mad at me. The fuck? You can say you gonna hit me, but nigga, hey, I'll disappear. Nah, just deuces, my guy. Deuces. I'll instant transmission out there. The fuck? Nah, I wouldn't do that. But, at least I don't. Maybe if the circumstances calls it, my guy. But nah, like, why are you so interested in somebody that don't know nothing? Like, it's weird. Be interested in people who know what they're doing, not a blank canvas. Like, you know, hey, some people may be interested in a blank canvas, but I don't get that. Like, I want you to know a little bit of something. You're not gonna bite my dick. No, you're not gonna bite mine and stuff. All like, hey. You're not gonna eat me, my guy. Type shit. Like, you're not gonna eat me. But anyways, when I tell you, I'm gonna tell you about the end of the call because I talked to my sister after the call had ended, basically. And it ended. We had another call the next day because I'm stupid. Should I tell you about this call or should I make a part 2? I told you story times are gonna be like 30 minutes to an hour. Let me not do a part two, because I already talked about the story before. I'm going to delete the other one, so I'm just going to tell it in one big go. So, second call went around. It was not sexual like the first one. We more so just talked about chill stuff. We talked as friends, more friendly stuff, by the way. And they were telling me more, right? We were exchanging, like, you know, pictures, or like turned on the Snapchat thing. We were calling on Snapchat, by the way. I don't know if I told y'all that. FaceTimes. He showed me a picture of his and told me his like fictional story, and I showed him some drawings of mine. Like, you know, we were both exchanging drawings, and then after like we had a laugh and like cool conversation, he hit me with the A-list. I almost said my real name. Did I say my real name in this? Gosh, I have to edit. Did I hope I didn't. He said, A-list, why aren't we dating? This is this is type shit. Like, hey, I was fucking angry after that. I was just like, what do you mean, why aren't we dating? Dude, you have a girlfriend. Now, I did leave out some details, so you're probably gonna be like, oh, if he has a girlfriend, why are you still calling him? He was on some sexual shit. You should have ended the thing. It was the context of what was happening with him and his girlfriend. That's really why, okay? Because I was never planning on, I even told him in the second call, I was just like, yeah, I had no interest in that. I honestly thought you were joking. Like, I had to tell him in the second call, I thought he was fucking with me. Like, you know, that type shit. And he was like a bit annoyed, like, oh, why didn't you tell me in the first one? First of all, why did you make this conversation sexual to begin with if I've never shown any type of interest in you? Why did you make it sexual? Why are you asking? You over here asking me, why didn't I tell you to begin with, oh, that I didn't have any interest in you? Nigga, why did you make a friendly conversation sexual then? Why did you make it sexual? It was not flirtatious before this. You just randomly decided to make it sexual because you yourself are deprived, because you are not with who you want to be with right now. Like, or not even that, no. Well, yeah, you're just missing your girl and you literally just want a booty call. But you're mad. Like, not even mad, just annoyed. Why do you feel any emotion like that? I should be annoyed. I should be mad. I never called you on some sexual shit. I called you as a friend and you made our conversation weird. Like, but you're annoyed. Okay, buddy, okay. But he asked that shit and I was mad because I'm literally just thinking, like, why didn't you try this shit 2020? Like, and it's sad, not sad, it's stupid that I'm saying that because I know my answer would be no regardless. But oh my god, I sound horrible. Realize this, that I'm the villain. No, just bro, it's still the attempt of it all, because me during when I was 18 is different from me now. Me when I was 18 was more of a reserved version of me right now, so I probably would have said no a lot quicker than I would say now. But yikes, I don't know who that girl is. She is something different. But you could have tried this during then. I say 18, wasn't I? What age was I? I was 17. So me at 17 is even more different than me now at 20, about to be 21. Why didn't you try it during then? Why didn't you mention it during then? Why didn't you have a full conversation, a full call with me during then about this? Why aren't we dating? Why weren't we doing that back then? Why didn't you try this back then? Why did you wait? You had enough time. And yeah, you want to try it now. What gives? Like, type shit, like, what really gives? That's what I should have. I don't know if I asked him that. I hate that I didn't. I hate that so much. I should have been like, why are you trying this now? Why not back then? Type this up, right? So, he, got annoyed when I mentioned that I didn't like him, all that. And then we got off that and we talked for a good sum, and then we stopped the call. I don't know who stopped the call, either him or me, right? This was the second day. So, second day of talking on the phone and texting, right? Now, keep in mind, this is a person who I haven't talked to in years. So, he is only a friend to me. He's not a close friend and he's not a family member, right? That's important because I do not like to text or call people like every single day if you are not a close friend or family member. Like, I can't stand it. Why are you texting or calling me every day? I don't even like calling. Like, texting even. I get tired when you text me every time, especially if you're a person that I'm not like close with. Like, I say friend just to be nice. He was more so an acquaintance, like, because it's been years. So it's like you're building up to being a friend again. We called, it was all good, but you made it weird a lot of times, and I had to literally change the subject because you wanted to talk about sex 8 times in a 3-hour long conversation, and then you want to ask me why are we dating while you're literally actually with somebody. Like, are you okay? Like, type shit. Like, are you okay? You should be asking yourself that. Why did you wait? Is the true question, sir. But nah, honestly, oh, hold on. Honestly, that's probably a problem with me, with just not wanting to text or call somebody day after day. Because it's only been 2 days and I'm already getting tired of talking to this person. Because I'm like, we're not close friends. We're not family. We're talking about, eventually we're going to run out of things to talk about. And then you're going to just go back to talking about sex. And it's going to make me uncomfortable. And then I have to eventually just tell you up front and center, like, I really do not like you in that way. Like, and that's what I was avoiding. I was avoiding telling this person for a third or... I say second, I think I already did, but telling him for a third time I'm not interested in him in any capacity like that, romantically, sexually, not even to try it out, like talking with, I was not interested. So it's like, I don't want to repeat myself on this. That would just be cruel, just repeating the same shit. Like, I can be blunt with that shit, and I was, but it's like, I don't want to keep doing it. Like, I don't want to keep doing it like talking with. So, third day comes around. It was a Friday. And I had came from class. Did I come from class? No. My class canceled that day. I was so happy. But anyways, he had texted me. No. No, he didn't. Okay, so the other times where he had called me, we texted first, then called, right? He called me. He didn't text me saying, hey, is it a good time to call? He did not like text me and say call me. He didn't do any of that. He called me straight up. And he didn't call me on Snapchat. He called me on our real number because before the sexual shit, I think I gave him my number before all that sexual shit or after. I don't remember. But yeah, anyways, he called me, right? It annoyed the fuck out of me, okay? I already was getting tired of texting you 2 consecutive days and calling you 2 consecutive days. You as a person who I'm not interested in at all, except for a friend. And even then you have made that weird, you weirded me out on that option too. So not only are we calling and texting every day when you are not of that much close relation to me, you aren't even trying to see if I'm cool to call right now. You're just straight up calling me. Like we're familiars. We're not. Like you made sure to make that a weird spot. We're not. So why, especially on my off day, you think I want to call you right now, nigga? It's Friday. I want to chill and watch TV. I want to chill in my bed and eat some food and watch some good anime. Why would I want to call you? Like, the fuck? Oh, the hell? I haven't even called my friend, bro. Ooh, what the heck? I thought I was up there. I was like, but I haven't even called my friend, bro. I think I heard a girl. I was just like, huh? But I haven't even called my friend. I'm not gonna lie. So, it's on Friday. I'm chilling. Why in the world would I want to call you? Like, and especially if it's like you ain't even asked if I was chill enough to call. You just called straight up. My own friend doesn't just call straight up. That's only when it's just like, oh yeah, we just have to say what we have to say right now. And even then, we do not do that oftenly. We do that rarely. And my family are ones that like straight up just call me out of nowhere. And they're my family, so I'm not gonna mind that shit. And my friend barely calls me out of nowhere, but when she does, it's like she has to tell me right now, all that type of stuff. But she usually asks to call me before. My other friend does the same thing too. My best friends, my close friends do that. They text to call me, like, you know, they text and say, hey, you doing a call, right? The fact that you're just straight up calling me is annoying the fuck out of me, okay? Because you could have done this at the start. You were just like, hey, I'm chill right now. You can call me. What if you said that shit when we first called, right? If you were just gonna just call me out of nowhere, why the hell didn't you do that the first time we talked? Why didn't you be like, hey, you know, you want to call? I'm not really doing anything. You didn't even ask me if I wanted to call. You were just straight up just like, oh yeah, you can call. Like I wanted to call you. I never planned on calling you, sir. And now you're just randomly calling me, and you are not much of anything to me at this point. So why are you calling me? That weirded me out. And then I was just rethinking about what my sister had said. Why am I doing this motion? What the fuck? I was thinking about what my sister said after the first call when I talked to her about how it just really feels like he only did contact me because he was missing his girlfriend and he had no sex at that time, so he needed a booty call of some sorts, or just trying to convince me to be dumb enough to fuck him and all that. Because while he was trying to convince me, he had no intent to become boyfriend and girlfriend or date at all. He had no intention of that. And even if he did have an intention of that, I still would have been like, no, what the fuck? I still would have been weirded out. But it's the fact is that you really honestly just wanted to use me for sex because you cannot get it from your girlfriend. That was the entire point of our conversation. You waited that first hour of our first conversation just so that you wouldn't immediately weird me out. You thought that talking to me for a first hour straight about some friendly shit would be good so that you could ease me into a conversation about sex and all that, so that your true intention wouldn't come out that you only ever contacted me just to see if I was dumb enough to fuck you. That was your entire intent. And I realized that on that Friday, and I was just like, that's why I'm so fucking annoyed. So I immediately unadded him on Snapchat, and he had texted me, said, why'd you unadd me? I immediately fucking blocked his number. I immediately blocked his number, right, during September. So for those months, at the time, I wasn't getting it through my thick skull that, hey, he only contacted you for sex. So, like, I was still feeling really bad. I was like, I feel really bad. Like, you know, we had some good conversations as friends. Like, you know, maybe it was too drastic of me to, like, text her. I mean, I could have texted him and told him what was wrong. I basically ghosted him. Why did I do that? I could have done better with it. No. How I'm thinking right now, no, you don't owe him anything. You don't. Past me. I'm talking to past me right here. You do not owe him anything, because, you know, he only contacted you to see if you were okay enough to be used. Like, you know, and he says friends with benefits, but to be honest with you, you have never had any sexual experience. How do you even know you would enjoy it like that? You be trying it out with a person you have no romantic interest in. It's just a dude. He's not even a boyfriend. You have no intent of dating whatsoever. You're just giving away your goods to somebody who's not really deserving. You don't owe him anything. So it's like that type stuff, right? Right. Adding him, all that. Months go by. December, I think, is when I finally contacted him, and I was just truthful with him about the whole thing. I did him a long text. I don't know if he read it or not. He gave me a response just like, yeah, I understand. I moved on from this and all that. So it's like, yeah. And I was just like, oh, okay, cool. Good night, B. And then all that. So, yeah, that is not it, though. I did a shorts of it, and I don't know if y'all got it. Bro, he called me out of nowhere. I did not answer because I did not know his number. When I had unadded him and blocked him, this was his real number, by the way. When I had blocked him, I had made sure to erase his name because I gave him a name. It was Big Tree. It was literally Big Tree. It was Big Tree. Like, I was just like, I literally actually erased the fucking name. And so I didn't recognize his number. So when he had did that, I always like to go through the messages because there are some numbers that I get. I'm not going to tell you I was about to say the first 3 digits. There are some numbers I get from my old state. Yeah, that should be it. Old state and old city, because I still have family there. So I get some numbers like that. And sometimes when I miss them or when I accidentally like press reject the call, I go back and I realize, oh my gosh, this is my family. Why the hell? I don't recognize everybody because I have an extended family. I don't know everybody's number by heart. So yeah, my main family, yes. Extended, not completely, okay? So when I saw his, I was just like, it looks familiar, but I don't know who this is. So I went through the messages because I still had his messages. I just had him blocked. Then when I had told him the truth and all that, I had unblocked him and all that. I wasn't really meaning to text him anymore after that. I was just like, unblocking him was kind of rude. Like, so I was just like, I mean, not unblocking. Blocking him was kind of rude, so let me unblock them, right? So when I finally looked at his messages, I was just like, it's B. Why did he call me? He didn't call me anymore after that. Gladly, thank goodness. But bro, I was shocked. I was just like, why did he? Huh? Because I blocked him. He did not. I don't know if he blocked me or not. I don't really know. But I'm just gonna assume like he did not block me, so he knows this is my number, or I hope. I don't know if it was accidental or not, but if he didn't block me, he would know this is my number. So he purposely called me. So why? Like, is that type shit like, why? I only unblocked you and texted you just to clear things up with you, not to try anything further, sir. Why are you calling me? Like, why are you calling me? But what was the point of this story time? Okay, so with this story time, that's just to let you know with some things, if you're uncomfortable about anything, don't just prolong it just to find answers or even find out why or what this person wants. It doesn't matter what they want. They're making you uncomfortable. Like, I rolled my eyes to that. I'm rolling my eyes to my old self, not to you, to my old self, because bitch, why were you were dumb. Like, I gotta admit, in many parts I was dumb. That's why sometimes I don't claim her. I don't know who that is, but it's getting dark too. Sometimes I don't claim her. I don't know who that is. But anyways, yeah, like, you know, when that is happening, you're uncomfortable, it's okay to literally block or delete them. You don't owe them an explanation. Even when I did it, I knew I was being too nice with it because I didn't owe them an explanation. I got a loser ass response because he was not the only one I explained stuff to. I was just like, ghosting is wrong. So it was 3 people. He was one of them I explained stuff to. The other one was that person. The other one, a girl, all that. I explained how I felt in regards to them and basically rejected them. I got a loser as response. I got his response, which was just like, oh yeah, it's fine. I hope I didn't call him by his name. Ooh, B. I keep forgetting. But and then the third one was a great response. So it's like 2 great response, 1 loser response. And I have a story time about the loser response. I'm gonna do another video. I think I already did one. But anyways, yeah. And then he called me and all that. And that's really the end of B's story right there, right? Oh yeah, but as I was saying, moral to the story, like, you know, it's okay to block them. You don't owe them anything. And I felt really bad. I was really being nice, and it was good that I explained things to them. But that, like he said, he had bigger things. He moved on from it. I'm glad he did. And yeah, you know, like, and if someone is trying to convince you as many times as that, that's when you hang up the call too. Because ain't no way you just sitting on this call and this person has brought up sex. Like, after the 3rd time, bitch, hang up. No, after the 2nd, hang the fuck up. Like, please, that's their only intent. And I was too naive to see it. Like, you know, I was over here thinking like, oh, they're joking with me or they're just fucking with me, but they're not. He was dead ass serious with it. He only called you for sex. Like, why did it take you so long to realize this? He only called you for sex. So, and he's never, you even told him you never had any before, and he quite literally still is trying to convince you. This is a dude that does not give a fuck. He only wants his own pleasure. He does not care if it ruins a friendship or not. He does not care if he probably don't even think the friendship's still there. That's why he truly doesn't care. He's just like, this is not a friend. This is just somebody I can use for the meantime because I feel lonely. Like, come the fuck on, bro. So, yes, that was really the end of it. So yeah, don't let yourself stay in a situation like that. Like, and don't let somebody, like I said, peer pressure you into that. That's how you end up in certain situationships. That's how you end up feeling disgusted in yourself. And don't feel disgusted in yourself. Don't put yourself in a situation like that. And don't do it just because you can do it. Do it because you genuinely want to do it. Like, you know, for virginity wise, lose your virginity because you want to lose it. Don't lose it just because you can at this moment. Right now, I can download an app and literally lose it today. Or tomorrow. Shit, I could go back to my hometown and lose it. The same day I came to my hometown, I could literally, or same night. It's too fucking easy. And to be honest with you, from that experience, you don't know who you're dealing with, especially if it's just somebody who's a friend and not really a close friend, or anything you're interested in. You could ruin your fucking life. Like, that ass, you could ruin your life. Get a disease from that person. That person probably doesn't know they had that disease. They probably did know, but they didn't care about spreading it. Or you could become pregnant off of the first encounter. And that sounds drastic, saying, oh, how's your life being ruined during that? Your life is not ruined if you're becoming pregnant from this first encounter, but you know you're not ready or you're not mature enough to take care of a child. So essentially you pretty much are fucking yourself up with your current life because you're literally taking care of a life when you barely know how to take care of your own. So yeah, you have to grow up fast when taking care of a kid, especially if you were a very immature person yourself. So it's like, yeah. So all that to say, that was the end of the video. That was a long extended one of this video. Yes. Let me know your opinions down below, even if you're probably gonna be like, bitch, you were so fucking stupid for that. Bitch, I'll delete and block you. I don't really give a fuck. You can say it, I'll read it, but you won't be allowed on my channel no more. Like that is like that type of shit. So anyways, that's really, I'm gonna put my head in light right here. That's really the end of this video. Yes, thank you, and may peace be with you for an eternity.